Hi, welcome to Enter the Bunker, where we launch you into thriving. Each week we talk about a different virtue that can be used as a building brick to build your own personal bunkers. We share personal stories, as well as tips and tricks to help you thrive instead of survive. So sit down, relax, and enter the bunker.
Hey, and welcome to Enter the Bunker. This week's building brick is trust. My name's Kelly.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we're going to go over the meaning of the building brick. Trust.
Trust.
Having faith, positive expectation that all will be well. Having confidence that the right thing will come about without trying to control it or make it happen. Being sure in the depths of our being that there is some gift or learning in everything that happens. It's a big meaning. I feel like it means a lot. So you got to trust is having faith, positive expectation, confidence, sureness, and then you're going to get, four things. That's like four things.
Without controlling it to make it happen.
Like that's tough,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. I don't really know what to think of this right now. That's like a lot. So I don't know. We always go over in part 2 about how to build trust. So I'm super curious for that episode, but let's get into the quotes.
Okay.
Trust is like blood pressure. It's silent, vital to good health, and if abused, can be deadly. Frank Sonnenberg.
Well, that's terrifying.
Quote 2. Trust starts with truth and ends with truth. Santosh Nalwar, a Nelapese writer and poet. To be trusted is a greater compliment than being loved. Ooh, George MacDonald, a Scottish author and poet. And finally, learning to trust is one of life's most difficult tasks. Isaac Watts, an English theologian. English theologian. That was a tough word. What was your favorite quote here?
Blood pressure one sounds terrifying.
What does it say again?
Trust is like blood pressure. It's silent, vital to good health, and if abused, can be deadly.
How can trust be deadly?
Well, if it's abused, if you abuse trust,
How is that deadly?
because you could literally die for not having trust.
Okay, so there's like the trust fall, I guess. Is that what you kind of mean? Like
Yeah.
when somebody's like doing the trust fall. Okay.
There you go.
And you could fall and hit your head and die.
Yeah, exactly. I think that I think trust is learn to trust in what is one of the most difficult tasks. So learning to trust is something which is challenging because of all the things that you just talked about.
Right.
Because
There's like I named off 4 things, and there's probably more.
our inclination is to want to control things,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And trust is the opposite of that. It's to give up control
Okay.
and to have faith and be positive in the expectations that it's
Mhm.
all going to work out, right?
Right.
So for most people, that is really difficult. It's easier to just say, okay, just let me do it, and then take over.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That means you just don't trust that person and what they're going to do. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to take control.
Mm-hmm.
But learning to do that is very difficult. It is one of life's most difficult things. And I think that for most people, it's also difficult because they've had their trust betrayed.
I was just gonna say people have had their trust broken, and that's what's hard to rebuild back up.
Yes.
And it's especially hard, but like I don't want to say certain individuals. I don't really know, but I mean, you have your overall trust, but you have trust within certain people. And if a certain person breaks that trust, then you're still going to have your trust towards another person, but it might be a little crappier too because of one person breaking your trust.
Yeah. You've now formed a bias
Yeah.
because of your experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that happens to everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes it happens at a very young age. and that carries people carry that with them ongoing. Other times, as we get older and we start to get into, especially as you get into the workplace, coming from high school or something like that, you
Mhm.
start to you get into that space, but then you suddenly everything you thought you knew, you don't know. And now you just don't trust anything
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, everything they told
Wait,
me was a lie.
what?
Like, why should I be doing this?
Yeah.
And sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
So there's lots of reasons why people would lose trust.
Yeah.
And it's a defense mechanism, really, when you think about it. Like,
What?
to
Being
lose,
untrustful or to lose trust?
yeah, well, it's you learning from your experience that,
Right.
I've been through this. I shouldn't do it again. Otherwise, I'm an idiot.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to make sure if I ever see anything like this, I'm not going to trust it. Right.
Right.
And in some cases, it's probably a good idea.
Right. Yeah.
But when it comes to dealing with people,
Yeah.
it's a moving target.
Yeah.
It's always a moving target. No people are alike.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so you may see likenesses of certain traits and patterns and things like that. But at the end of the day, your ability to trust is a reflection of you, not them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if they break your trust, that's on them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But for you to be able to operate in that way, that's your building brick. That's you like growing.
Right.
Now the opposite goes when people trust you.
Yeah.
Right. Versus you trusting them. Again, that's a matter of how well you hold that trust depends on how sacred that, like, how sacred you treat it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, in our definition, we're really talking about our ability to trust others.
Yeah.
Less than their ability to trust us. Because what that comes back, because that's not trust, that's trustworthiness.
Right. What about trusting yourself?
Trusting yourself. Yeah. So when it comes to trusting yourself,
You got to trust yourself to trust others.
that's
What?
right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Because-
I guess.
Because you have to have that in you to be able to project that to others.
Yeah.
Right. Like you have to have something that, like, of a positive expectation
Yeah.
of what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do trust yourself, it's like, okay, I have a positive expectation. I'm going to get this done. Now, the fact is, though, is that you have control over yourself, though.
Right.
So
Yeah.
is there really an opportunity to trust yourself?
I don't know. It confuses me. I'm like trying to think about it. I don't know. Or is it more so just trusting life in general? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, but that's not trusting yourself.
No, it's not trusting
That's
yourself.
about trusting life,
Yeah. I don't
which
know.
you should.
I guess. Yeah. Like, how do you trust yourself? Like, what is that? Because you are yourself.
At every moment. Yeah. at every-
I'm so confused.
well, at every moment of your life, you have control over yourself.
Right.
The only thing we really have control over in the world is you,
Right.
right?
I
So-
guess you can trust that you will make good decisions.
Yes.
Like, that's something, like, that's trust in yourself.
Yes.
But again, you have control over yourself.
Yeah. So you can control the situation.
Right.
You're not letting go of anything.
Right. I don't know.
But I guess in terms of how you're using the term trust, it would be a matter of it would be more or less specifically about having faith that the decisions you're making and that the
Yes.
things you're doing are going to lead to a positive outcome
Yeah.
versus you got to control everything. Otherwise it's not going to maybe the way that you're not trusting yourself is if you are always giving someone else control over you because you don't trust yourself.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
There we go.
So
Yeah.
you always submit to somebody telling you what to do.
Yeah.
because,
Or when you can't make the decisions yourself. Like I think of I can think of a couple that I know, and okay, that's a bad example. Okay, well, I'll go back to just not making decisions yourself. Like always trying to get somebody else's perspective. Like just make the decision yourself. I feel like you don't trust yourself if you can't make a decision.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a lack of trust because you don't have faith that you're going to make a good decision.
Yeah.
You are not positive about a positive outcome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't trust yourself.
Exactly. There, we figured it out.
There we go. We've unlocked the mystery.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the opening. Developing trust can be one of the hardest things to do in life, but once you do it, it will make things so much easier. Having trust, similar to having faith, helps you cope with the unknown. Think about it. If you didn't trust that things would work out, you'd be anxiety-ridden, afraid to do anything, and scared. But if you are able to trust that things will turn out the way they were meant to, then you are free to experience the moments that make life great. Freeing yourself from worry and from the need to control how things work out allow you to be present in what is happening, knowing that it will all be all right. Will it always turn out the way you want? No, it won't. But you can rest assured that it will turn out the way it is supposed to. And there will be some gift, some lesson, some beauty in whatever does come about. I like how it said, there'll be a gift. I don't really like the whole gift part, but I like how it says there'll be a lesson or some beauty in whatever comes about. Like,
Right.
yeah, I like how it said that, because sometimes you're just like wanting to maybe like had enough, whatever, but you can trust that in the end you'll see something beautiful or you'll learn a lesson. And I guess I never really thought about that you can gain that from trust.
Yeah.
Beauty or lesson or anything like that.
Yeah. And if, again, that has to do with, I guess, expectations.
Yeah.
And having faith in how things are going to turn out. If you are looking, again, for the bright side of things, then, again, you'll trust in the process.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Some people will say trust in the process, trust in the journey are terms that people use.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we're talking about here is the lessons learned and things like that. It's
Yeah. Where you'll go. And all right. So that was trust. Tune in next time when we will discuss to trust the process.
trust to see you there.
That was a tongue twister.
It is.
We'll see you there.
Thank you for listening to Enter the Bunker. Make sure to follow us on Instagram where you can share your story and also look at behind the scenes of how we make our podcast. You can watch the video version of this podcast on YouTube by simply searching Enter the Bunker. Tune in next time as we launch into thriving.